It's Wednesday, October 21st. I'm Mike Rogers, and this is Comic Books Deals and Deals. Over at Slabbed Heroes today, they have books, they have 9.8 slabs on brand new books. So you can get Spawn 311. This is the black and white Chadwick Boseman tribute, 9.8 for $69.99. You can get Department of Truth number 2, the 1 in 10. This is the pentagram cover for $59.99 and a 9.8. Department of Truth number 2, the 1 in 25, Please Don't Eat the Baby cover at $174.99. Didn't know that was going to go that high, but that isn't a CGC 9.8 again. Spawn 311 cover C, the Gunslinger Classic and Medieval for $49.99. CGC 9.8. And the Spawn 311 cover B at $49.99. Over to Morphin Sync today, they have Strange Academy number 4, the Peach Momoko, $44.95 for the set and $14.95 for the trade. They have 10 of Swords, X of Swords. Number 1, the Peach Momoko, $14.95 for the trade, $49.95 for the set. If this is X of Swords, if this is 10 of Swords, then the comic book is called 10 Men, just so you know. They have The Boys, Dear Becky number 1. And they had a crossover cover that I told you about. I don't know if I ever told you about this one. This one was coming from an artist called Grassetti. And basically what the cover was I think it's, I'm not sure if it's the A, the B, or the C cover of crossover, but one of them is the most classic cover. It's the kid looking at the book and the color's coming up, and it looks like it's taking the skin off his face. Now, this Grassetti cover was just a kid staring at you, faceless, like all the skin had been taken off his face, and his eyes are all budged out. You could see like reflections in his eyeballs. This comic book sold out within seconds. It was available at 2 o'clock at one place, sold out immediately. I was going to do a post on it, and I was like, that sold out so quickly that maybe I should just buy it and have it available rather than trying to tell people to get this comic book that they're not going to be able to get anyway. I couldn't get it. It came up again at 5 o'clock. I couldn't get it. So I'm going to keep my eyes out. A lot of times, this comic book might appear in Europe because there'll be so many worldwide. I'll check the stores in Canada. I'll check the stores in England just to see if it's not shown up there yet. But that one was one of the. That's the first crossover cover that sold out in a second. It's the Grassetti variant, but I did miss it. I do apologize, but it was the crossover Grassetti variant. They had it at $24.95. It did sell out. Over at Sanctum Sanctorium today, they have their crossover number 1 variant. They have one crossover variant that's from KAJO Baldissimo. This is a Philippines variant. This one is important, okay? It's $29.99. I think this is the one. This cover, when you look at it, has Spider-Man on the cover. It has Superman on the cover. This has DC, Image, and Marvel characters all on the cover. Now, they're not drawn like the modern, they're not crisp, clean pictures, but licensing wise, maybe they're just a bit off so that they don't have. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with crossover, but there is now signs that yes, this goes DC, Marvel, and Image. It's going to cross all 3, so we're going to have to pay a lot of attention to crossover. This cover shows those all Superman, Spider-Man. It shows. It looks like the Flash with Hulk's hammer. Wonder Woman's in there. Everybody's in there. It's an incredible cover. So this is the KAJO Baldissimo Philippines variant at Sanctum Sanctorium, $29.99. And then there's a BRYAN SILVERBAX God Country variant. And it looks like God Country number 1. I think it's God Country number 1. It looks like one of the God Countries. $49.99 for the set. Then there's a Color Splash Stegman. So if you look at the covers, there's going to be one of the covers is a Stegman. They have it in a color, and they have it in a black and white. This is the Color Splash, so the outside is black and white, and the interior is color at $19.99. Over at Bag and Board today, they have the Dark Knight Death Metal Robin King. That finally came up, so you can actually purchase that. to you tomorrow, I believe. They have Something's Killing the Children number 11, the main. Something Killing the Children number 11 is out this week at $3.99. They have Venom 29, the main, at $3.99. They have Dune number 1, The House of Atreides, at $4.95. Over at Comic Mint today, they have We Live number 1, the regular cover. This thing is selling out everywhere fast, so they have it for $7.95 over the Comic Mint. They have they had, again, over at Comic Mint, it looked like they had again that Grassetti crossover variant, sold out in a second, couldn't get it there. Over at Black Cape Comics today, they have Amazing Spider-Man number 50, the Ross Timeless variant. I see this going up in price. I see people charging more than the cover price for it. This one seems to be in more demand than the other. The highest one in demand right now seems to be that Wolverine one. So the Amazing Spider-Man number 50, the Ross Timeless, they have for $5.09. They have number 50, the Ortega, with that great cover of Silk on it for $5.09. They have number 50, the Cooter, which is the Vampire Slayer. It looks like Miles Morales Vampire Slayer. Don't know what's going on there, but it's a pretty cool cover. Sold out week. And then I'm looking at Black Cape Comics, and I'm looking at this week, and there's like 7 pages of comics. About 4 of those pages are sold out. So you've got like 2 pages of books available, and the rest are sold out. So this week is a big week. This week comics are selling out. But yeah. Over at Outer Limits Borough today, they have a King in Black section. So I'm going to give you the King in Black section there just so you can pick between those. Nothing's really changed over there. They haven't added anything new yet. They have the David Nakayama crossover. Only 400 of these are available. It's still available, $14.99. I picked one up immediately. They have exclusive variants over out at Outer Limit Borough. They have exclusive variants all in one place. It's nice because I went to their exclusive variant section. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I could go to 5 or 6 different sites and get these all, or I could do it all right here, which was pretty cool. I like that. Big Time Collectibles today, they have the Peach Momoko crossover variants. They have the A cover at $19.99, which I got. They have the A and the B at $49.99. That's the A cover and the sketch cover. And then at $79.99, you get the Virgin, the sketch, and the trade. They have Thor number 9 selection too. So I put the Thor number 9. It's going to be a big book with the reintroduction of the doctor. I can never remember his name. But with the reintroduction of that character who has been around for about 40 years, that Thor number 9 is going to be a big book. So you've got a bunch of different variants on that one. Over at Ultimate Comics today, they have Once and Future number 1. Number 1 of Once and Future, available at $19.99. Then that new series Giga, or Giga, G-I-G-A, Giga, like Giga. I'm going Giga. So they have these glow-in-the-dark covers of number 1. They have a set for $24.99, which is 2 books. I think it's 3 books, actually. There's 3 books or 4 books in that set for $24.99. There's a 2-book set for $14.99 and a different 2-book set for $14.99. But the print run on all of these is only 500 bucks. So I think this is going to be a pretty hot title. I think this is like Kanto hot. Like it's going to have a really hit the right place with certain people. So there's going to be a market for this. It's not going to be a gigantic market, but I think this is going to hit some people in the right spot. So glow in the dark covers. People love glow in the dark covers. They also over at Ultimate Comics have Dark Knight Death Metal 4. This is the 1 in 25. This is a blue Flash playing the drums. And this thing, they've only got one. It's $19.99. If I were a DC fan, I would have snapped it up like that, but I'm just not that DC guy, so I kind of left it for a DC fan. It's over there, Dark Knight Death Metal number 4, 1 in 25. This is the Mankey is the artist, and it's Flash playing the drums, the blue Flash playing the drums. Over at Wrath of Comics. Wrath of Comics is our sponsor. We use CBSD 10 over there every day to get 10% off our order. Check out. They have Strange Academy selection, which is just insane. Not only are you seeing Strange Academies that just are not available elsewhere, they've got the Peach Momoko number 1 in there. They've got the Strange. They've got the J. Scott Campbell number 1 in there. They've also got all the books that had the preview. So in that section, you're going to see all the books that had the preview available in it. Thor number 2 is in there. That has I think Thor number 2. If you want to talk about books that are hitting like really just banging on a lot of things. You got the first appearance of Black Winter in there, and then you have who is going to show appearance again, and he's coming back, and because Thor is basically he's coming back. Um, you have the first appearance of Black Winter, and you have the Strange Academy preview in there. So that book is a big book, and they've got it in there. They've got all the different printings on it. Um, so I gave you that over at Ratha Comics, and over at Mighty Thorpe, our other sponsor, we're again using CBSD 10 to get 10% off our order every day. They have We Live #1, the second print. Now this is a wraparound cover. It's gorgeous. This looks like the cover. I don't know what this looks like. This looks like the A cover, but just like, and then an extended, like we're backing up on the A cover, and then we're looking at this more of a landscape, and then there are these other characters on this side that would be the back side of the comic book. It's gorgeous. If they were going to buy any one of these We Lives, it'd be #1, the second print, the wraparound cover at $3.75 over at Mighty Thorpe today. Again, use CBSD 10 to get 10% off that order. They have, excuse me, my goodness, they have the We Live #2, the Miranda at $2.99. Check that out. I don't know what that doesn't sound right. We'll have to see what that is. I'm not quite sure what that is. That might not, I don't think We Live #2 is out. If it is, they've got the Miranda there at $2.99. They have Ice Cream Man #21. This is the cover B at $2.99. This has just a weird cover. Ice Cream Man is just one of those books you can buy any issue. It's going to be hot. It's going to go up in value. It's going to be an insane, crazy. There are no letdowns with Ice Cream Man, and you can start on any issue. If you're a reader, if you're a collector, if you're a reseller, any of it. Just get any of it. And then they have Venom #30, the 1 in 25 at $24.74, and that's that cover of like. It looks like Eddie Brock, he's consumed by wearing the Venom suit, I guess you would say. But Noel's behind him and he's grabbing his head, and then the symbiote's kind of coming off of him. It's a very, very cool cover. That's 1 in 25. It is $24.74. I hope I didn't say $74.24. $24.74. So that's all I have for you today. We did get a big haul of comics in, but I'm going to go through all the requests from yesterday first before I put up the new comics. The new comics were about 50 or 60 brand new comics. So 50 or 60 Alex Ross timeless variants, a bunch of Spider-Mans. All the variant covers on Spider-Man which turns out like 800 or 850. The square bound, I've got probably about 6 or 7 of those. Venom, Thor. It was a ridiculous haul, and a lot of it is I'm not going to show you because a lot of it is probably going to be some of the stuff that goes into your is definitely going to be some of the stuff that goes into your monthly box, not your monthly boxes, but your quarterly boxes. And this is your quarter, so you're going to be getting comics this month. But I'm going to save some of those. I'm not going to tell you what some of those books are because they are going to go in some of your mailers, and I'd rather you not know and just get that book and be like, I didn't know Mike had that. This is so cool. So yeah, and we'll be getting that done in the next 10 days. But this order just kind of, it's almost like this order. This was that order that finally took care of me being able to do, well, get all the quarterly boxes out of the way, but finally be able to have an inventory of books that people want. Because what we're doing right now is pretty much within that week, the books that come in are literally just enough to service those auctions at the end of the week. So I was always like, it'd always be nice if I could get a little bit ahead of the game, just have a little bit of inventory there for free books, for doing the quarterly books, for anything, just like a stockpile. And now it looks like I finally have that, so that's very cool. And with the orders that we still have to come in, it's going to get a little crazy, but that's great. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So definitely check on the Patreon if you haven't. That's where all the free books are coming from. But that's all I got for you today. I will be doing so you'll be seeing a new comic book haul tomorrow, not today, but tomorrow, because I still got to get through these books and figure out what I want to do with them and figure out which ones I want to show to you. And then I'm going to be going through the comments from the yesterday's video to get all your comics out there that you requested. And then we'll go from there. But that's all I got for you today. Tomorrow will be earlier, I promise you. It's just trying to get all this shipping done, and I just need to schedule my day a little bit better. But tomorrow will be earlier, and